All right, and hello. Welcome, first of all. I'm Bob, and welcome to Tavern Talk. First episode of, I guess, the podcast, or at least the YouTube channel, or whatever it's going to be like. And yeah, thank you for basically listening to what I'm going to say because I don't even know exactly what I'm going to say because I thought I'd like to make a podcast. So I'm doing this in the corner of my bedroom in the basement of the house where I'm living at. And what you're going to hear basically, or what the idea of this entire podcast thing is to share my thoughts and feelings when it comes to Formula One, when it comes to football, because those are my interests, those are my hobbies that I'd like to watch in my spare time. As you might have noticed, I'm not a native English speaker. You hear broken down, unfiltered opinion. Everything what I'm going to say might not be completely based on facts, but just what I think about certain things. Opinionated, and you might like it, you might not, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're listening to it, and if you don't like it, just don't listen to it. So perhaps I just throw in other stuff that I just heard that I've seen on the news, that I've seen on tele, which I think, hey, cool. I will talk about it because I'm opinionated about it. And what else? Let me think. Oh yeah, I'm alone. The idea was going to be to have someone in one point joining the podcast. I don't know who yet. I don't know what we're talking about in the future. We will see. Because basically, I'm the only one currently out of a friends group that, yeah, likes Formula One, likes football, definitely the Premier League. And in this country, it's another league that's the country. For those that are looking at the video now, hi, I'm I'm Bob. As mentioned, what you see in the background are a collection of the football shirts and yeah, basically a sweater I gave to my girlfriend about Red Bull, which she's not wearing. Also great. So it was a great gift. She still thinks it's appreciative, but yeah. Anyway, so let's yeah jump right into it. I mean, that's a brief introduction is what this podcast is going to be about. I've made notes, so good preparation because it's been a busy weekend when it comes to football and when it comes to Formula One. I'm recording this on the 2nd of December 2024, just after the weekend where we had the Formula One race in Qatar and where we have Premier League games. Not only Premier League, we had some big games in other leagues as well. Some, yeah, I don't know, surprise results. So this is basically what you're going to hear in the first episode. Opinionated, unbroken, unsalted, and somewhat English. We're going to talk about the Premier League. We have Liverpool against City, the big game of this weekend. We have United versus Everton, Chelsea versus Aston Villa, West Ham versus Arsenal. We had the big game in the Bundesliga, der Klassiker. And we have La Liga games where we have some surprise results of Barcelona dropping some points, big win of Atletico Madrid with 5-0. And yeah, Atletico Madrid, nothing special, just winning from a lower ranked team. And then we will move on to Formula One. I also have no idea how long this podcast is going to take. If I'm out of words, out of ideas, and out of opinions, I will stop. But Formula One, we had the sprint race with the qualifications. We had the race itself. It was a festive of penalties, unsalted opinions from the drivers, and as well a blah, contro controversial, Jesus, controversial steward decision, basically, of leaving debris on the racetrack, which caused most likely two punctures, one for Red Bull, one for Ferrari, and one for Hamilton. I think it was Hamilton. Sainz and Hamilton, so that's Mercedes. So that's what you're going to hear about from me this first episode. So let's just jump right into it. I'm looking at my notes, and the first thing on my notes is going to be the Premier League. First game of the Premier League that I'm going to discuss is West Ham Arsenal. Big win from Arsenal. Five for Arsenal, two for West Ham. Arsenal taking 3 points back home. Let's look at Arsenal. They've 3 wins in a row already. They're on a roll. Last two games, they scored 10 goals. In this match, I think it was 6 goals or at least 5 goals in the first half, if I remember correctly. Very good tactical play. Definitely outplayed West Ham. Although I must say, the first goal of West Ham was a super great pass, cutting and slicing through the defense. And the second one, great free kick, I have to say. Gave me a little bit of the, what's the guy called? Payet vibes. One of the main free kick takers of West Ham from France was who had some crazy free kicks in his right leg. If you look at the goals of Arsenal, yeah, great play. Had some, how do you say it? Corner first goal it was. How do you say it? It's not free play. It's I don't know. Otherwise, gorgeous pass from Odegaard for the second goal. Um, And Wednesday, Arsenal's going to face Man United. So there's going to be a big game as well because not only did Arsenal win with big numbers, Man United won against Everton also with big numbers. If I remember correctly, I actually watched the game. I think, what was it, 4-0 against Everton? Um, I would say it was quite equal the first couple of minutes, but as soon as the first goal came, and then slowly around the second goal, Everton just broke down. Massive mistakes. I think it was from the left back, who led to definitely the first. No, the first goal was actually a corner, where it was bad defended. It was a good tactic, well spotted from the Man United defender because the guy from Man United, I think it was Rashford, who scored the goal via defender of Everton, completely left out, completely free the edge of the box. Corner kick came in, first touch, immediately on goal. Great goal and great tactic, corner tactic from the Man United trainer. Third goal, ooh, that was quick. I was still taking a dump on the toilet before coming back, and I heard screams from the game because there was already a goal 20 seconds into the second half. Third goal for United, and I think with that, the game was played. Nothing left to be seen to be done via Everton anymore. Didn't look they got back into the game. Good for Man United. They're also on a roll now. And it's going to be exciting to see now who's going to win. Yeah, Man United versus Arsenal, Wednesday, midweek. If I have to look at the game, I hope Man United is going to win. I think it's Arsenal. But it would be great for Man United to continue the streak and get back into the rhythm of winning. Um, Not only that, it would also be great for the new trainer, but I think Arsenal's got the edge over that. Arsenal, bit better quality, and yeah, and also the team knows each other a bit better, played longer with each other. The trainer is a bit longer into the field. They've got the edge, and I think they're also going to win. But yeah, it's going to be a great game anyhow anyway. Going up to the third game of this weekend, the big one. Liverpool versus Manchester City. First 20 minutes, a complete, utter domination of Liverpool dominating City. City could not football its way around, played its way around from the back. Great tactical, op what is it? Oppression? No, pressing. That's the word I'm looking for. Pressing of Liverpool against the defense of City, and it just couldn't football its way around. Big chance, 1-on-1, missed by Salah. Too bad, because it could have finished the game a bit earlier and definitely demoted City a bit worse. Second half, City came a bit more back into the game, created some more chances, had some shots on goal. Um, but even though with the shots on goal, I think Haaland, I don't know, I didn't see him all get ghosted, which is a shame. He's such a good striker. I think he's even I'm going to say something wrong now. No, I think he's top scorer of the Premier League. I've got my facts straight. Anyway, I've got my mobile cell phone. Anyway, let's see who's Premier League top scorer at the moment. Premier League. Let's look at the stats. Yeah, it's Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland. Okay, Liverpool with Mohamed Salah with 11 goals and Erling Haaland with 12 goals. All right, they're close by, but Haaland didn't see him all game. Salah, big chance missed. And then the penalty. Correct penalty. Mistake from City. Liverpool got the ball through 1-on-1 with the keeper. Keeper had to try to make that save. And yeah, correct penalty for Liverpool. And yeah, turns out I'll give you some stats now from this game. Normally it's a big game, but it's 21st minutes, complete Liverpool domination. But here you go, City, fifth loss in a row for City in the Premier League. Look at the last 8 games, 6 losses and 2 draws. I mean, I remember what was it, the Champions League game, 3-3 with Feyenoord. Crazy. Because they were up 3-0 and then Feyenoord just came back. I think it was in the last minute, last couple of minutes where they scored the last third goal. So yeah, what was it then? 2 points in the last 8 games. Not the standards for City. And I could see it on Pep because he was full of scratches and the scratch on his nose still quietly visible, I guess, of frustration. And the next game for City as well, it's Nottingham Forest. One would believe, Nottingham Forest, it's not a big team, it's not a big club, but I'll tell you now, they're in sixth place at the moment, so they are doing very, very well, higher than United, for example. And they are the only club this season that won against Liverpool in the Premier League. So I would not say, I mean, looking at City's streak, looking at where Nottingham Forest is going to play, normally you would say, okay, City's going to bounce back against Nottingham Forest, but I'm not so sure about this one. And I'm going to predict actually there's going to be 1-0 for Nottingham Forest. Um, yeah, because I mean, why not? Let's do crazy. Let's go against the stream and let's do 1-0 for Nottingham Forest. Sixth place. I don't know what the points difference is actually. What would happen if Nottingham Forest wins against City? Are they going to be higher than City? I mean, they're sixth in the table. City, wow, they're 1 point behind City with equal games played. So if Nottingham Forest wins, they're on 25 points. City would be in 23 points, meaning Nottingham Forest would overtake Man City. Man City won't play if it stays like that. I mean, we're not even halfway through the season, yeah. But that would actually mean that Nottingham Forest will play Europa League. I think it was Europa League. I can't see with sunglasses on, but that doesn't matter. And they will play. They will at least go into Europe, and Man City's out. Still above Tottenham and still above Man United, but okay. If they continue like that, Man City, not good, not good at all. Which is a shame for a friend of mine who's a City fan, but he's living far away now. Can't do the podcast with him. So yeah, that's that. Liverpool versus Man City. City still on a losing streak. Liverpool complete domination. Arne Slot is doing a great, great job. Took it over from Klopp, which is big shoes to fill, but he's doing amazing now. And City, yeah, continuing this losing streak now. 2 points in the last 8 games. Um, I think Pep will not is not in danger of losing his job. I mean, it's seen worse trainers, but yeah, it's been a while we've seen, especially from City or from such a big club, so it's a big losing streak. And let's see, I'm gonna vote for Nottingham Forest for the next game that they're playing against City, that Nottingham Forest will win. Hmm, interesting. Oh, next game for Liverpool, Newcastle. I don't have any info for that, but let's see. Not uninteresting, but wouldn't say it's the most interesting as well. Then we have another game happening in the Premier League. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. What struck me at least for this game was Aston Villa. I mean, I think 2 people had a brain fart. Emi Martinez, at least the goalie, with the defender where there was a back pass and leading to an indirect free kick. Was it 6 meters in the box, 6 meters away from the goalie? Yeah, I think there's 2 people having a brain fart, miscommunication, something you don't see every day in the Premier League, but actually it didn't turn into a goal. Doesn't matter though. Chelsea won 3-0. Jackson scored in the seventh minute. Within 10 minutes, Chelsea took the lead at home. Fernandes scored a goal. Cole Palmer scored a goal. Anything about this game? No, not really, except for this brain fart between the 2 people. I'm looking at my phone for the notes as well, but no, nothing interesting. So that was actually Premier League. How far are we? All right, I don't know, like 20 minutes in, 25 minutes. What helps is my special drink, of course. You might hear it. I'm not sponsored yet. That's up to you guys if I get enough listeners or views. But all right, I'm gonna continue just to rattle on and go to the Spanish league, La Liga. Not because there were some very interesting games. I'll just tell you because we have of course some big teams in that league. Barcelona and Barcelona lost against Las Palmas. Now, and to give you an idea why this is quite crazy, Barcelona had only one goal. Las Palmas, two goals. So that was the score. Um, and to give you an idea, Barcelona had 27 shots. And out of the 27 shots, they converted only one goal. Compared to Las Palmas, five shots and two goals. So, hmm, I guess I know what they're going to be training on the next couple of days. And that's a bit crazy if you look at all the players of Barcelona with Lewandowski, with Frenkie de Jong. I mean, I'm sure they're not that bad. But anyway, 27 shots against five shot. Not to forget Barcelona, but this should be normal for a team of Barcelona, 71 possession. So if you're Las Palmas and you have only five shots in the entire game, plus what is it, 29% possession, and you win two against one, I mean, you are efficient as a flop. Um, so yeah, very congratulations to Las Palmas and very good job by the goalkeeper Silesen, who was actually playing against his ex-football team, Barcelona. Yeah, doing him some dirt basically. I'm trying to have a look at the La Liga table as well to see. So Barcelona is still at the top with 34 points, excuse me. 15 matches played. Where's Las Palmas? I have to scroll down a bit. 14th place with 15 points, so 20 points difference. All right, well, great for Las Palmas. They went from in the relegation, what is it? In the relegation mode, in the relegation part of the table to 15th, being at least 2 points clear of the relegation zone. Relegation zone, that's the word. But anyway, going up to the next game, Atletico Madrid, Valladolid. Normally, I would have left this game behind, but 5-0. And I've seen the highlights and very, very nicely played from Atletico Madrid. Just very well played. Could have actually been 7-0. They had some disallowed goals, some offsides, and the last five accounts is all Atletico ones, so not much to tell about this. And I'm going to continue because we're 30 minutes in. I still have the KLASIKER, Real Madrid Getafe. I think it was 2-0 for Real Madrid. Nothing special, but I took it with us because it's actually quite tight now at the top. We have Barcelona with 15 played and 15 played, 34 points. And then we have Real Madrid, 14 played, 33 points, only 1 point adrift, but a game in hand. And then we have Atletico Madrid in third place with 32 points. So there are only 2 points difference between number one and number three. And Real Madrid basically has the upper hand because they have a game in hand with 33 points. So it's going to be tight so far in La Liga, which is nice. Okay, going to Germany. We have in Germany the Bundesliga, the biggest game or one of the biggest games this season, Borussia Dortmund against Bayern Munich, and it ended with 1-1. I must say, nice goal for Borussia Dortmund. I didn't see much of the highlights. I have to say, also bad defended against the goal from Bayern. Completely free header of Musiala. Might work on that. 68 possession of Bayern, double the shots on target, double the passes. But as Barcelona, conversion rate not that good or not good enough because it only took in 1-1. And yeah, sad news for Bayern because the news of Harry Kane's injury will miss the next game against Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen at Tuesday for the DFB Pokal. And that's going to be a big game as well. Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen, where Bayer Leverkusen is also doing very well looking at the German league. And Bayern remains basically unbeaten still. 12 games in, not one loss so far for the team in Munich. Mia San Mia, that was football. hopefully you're still sticking with me because we're going to my second hobby, which I like to watch, which is not exciting anymore as the football leagues, but it is Formula One. Let's have a look at Formula One. What happened this weekend? Qatar. I wouldn't been there once, only seen the airport, but I've been there. We had the sprint, we had the qualifying, and we have the race. Oh, my notes for the race are quite a lot actually. But okay, let's start with sprint. I think for the sprint, funny to see Red Bull doing that bad. I think they focused a bit too much on the 2025 because they've got the drivers championship in the pocket. I don't think they have any chance to get high on the constructions table because Ferrari as well as McLaren are doing too good, especially when you only have one competitive driver. I'm sorry, Perez, but Perez, I'm sorry, you suck. You suck ass. It was nice to see you finally back in Q1 for a while, but my God, still a second behind Verstappen. My God. So let's move up. That was a sprint. I think Perez just fully gave up. Talking about the sprint, um, watch the highlights of the sprint or look for Perez. He started from the pit lane. I don't know why, but he just fell asleep. Was it Hulkenberg or Magnussen behind Perez who just said, "All right, Perez, stay still," and he went just outside in the pit lane for Perez. I don't know. I think the guy just given up and has millions on the bank account and just says, "Hey, I'm going now. One more race and then vacation to Mexico." Um, but yeah, from the sprint, I would say not much special. It was a bit exciting with Russell trying to overtake. Um, Russell was trying to lead Piastri from third to second, but couldn't catch him. DRS was not long enough. They shortened it this year apparently. So not big highlights. Going to qualification, you might notice I have a lot on Red Bull because Red Bull's having it a lot, and I'm keen on Verstappen. I like that guy. I like that driver. But yeah, if you look at it again, qualification, same car, Red Bull, Verstappen versus Perez, and it was only almost a full second. He finished first, but started second in the race. I'll get to that later. Perez, since back in Q3, since four races. So finally seeing that again, lol. And yeah, Verstappen got pole again. Finally, it was 55 hundredths of a second, 55 thousandths of a second. Since Austria, 12 races ago, he got pole again. Now the fun fact, he didn't start from pole. One. Okay, what happened? Did he got a penalty? Yes, he got a penalty. He got a penalty for one grid place. Now, why? He impeded, apparently, Russell in qualification, even though Russell was not on an outlap. So basically, they were just driving around. Apparently, Max Verstappen was not fast enough. Russell was driving faster. And basically almost crashed into to Verstappen, where Russell just screamed out that that was super dangerous for Max. Even though both of them were not on an outlap, they were not driving fast to get some lap times or preparing themselves for another lap. No, nothing's particular. And that's because normally, if that's the case and you're repeating well on an outlap, I think it's called an outlap, you get a three grid penalty. However, this was not an outlap, shouldn't be anything, but the stewards gave him out of dangerous, what is it, dangerous driving, one grid penalty. So started from two. Um, and one noticed how Max reacted to that. First in the comments after that, which was quite funny, but during the race as well. Let's go to the race. We're back to the last paper of my notes, and then I can leave you alone, or you can leave me alone, or I don't know, just stop listening and come back next time. The race. Um, it was a festive of penalties. It was a big controversy when it comes to the steward's decision. Um, Stop and go penalty. It's quite exciting to see basically Red Bull completely different from the sprint race and actually on top. Max continuously being around 1.6 seconds to 1.9 seconds in front of Norris. And also competitive, not much working on tire degradation, tire management. And then it just, yeah, happened one thing after another. There were penalties. There were, oh my God, let me just read what I've written down. If you watch the highlights, I would, or if you haven't watched the highlights, I recommend to watch the highlights. So, what happened in the F1 race? The results: Hamilton wanted to give up, wanted to retire the car, finished P12. Perez retired. Apparently, he spun the car around again behind the safe. No, yeah, it was a bit behind the safety car, still warming up his tires. Spin, couldn't get it in drive, and said, "Fuck this shit," and walked away. So we had another safety car. Then we have a Norris who was, what was it, P10 maybe? I think it was P10. I wrote my notes just said P. So that's great preparation. Verstappen wins. Not much of a surprise that he was in the lead all race long. Leclerc P2, Piastri P3. First points of the season go to Kick Sauber because of Guangzhou Yu, I think Guangyu, Guangzhou Yu. You know who I mean. You know, the other driver for Kick Sauber next to Bottas. And nice to see he was also driver of the day. I mean, first points for Kick Sauber, that's nice. Lovely, actually. Um, yeah, I'll call it Mirrorgate. So what happened? Albon driving down the straight, just before the pit exit. It was just on the straight, so not in the pit itself. However, what happened? I don't know if it was the wind or just the mirror just broke off and flew away. Just flew and landed in the middle of the racetrack. Went okay for two rounds until Bottas just straight ran over the mirror. The stewards didn't get a yellow flag, no safety car to clean up the mirror, not just laid there right in the middle of the track. Up until two laps later, Bottas drove straight over it, resulting into the mirror being shattered. And immediately afterwards, two punctures for Hamilton and Sainz. So yeah, let's call that a mirror gate. I feel sorry for Hamilton. I feel sorry for Sainz. End of the result, Constructors' Championship, 21 points difference now between Ferrari and McLaren. So that's up to the last race in, I think it's in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. And that's going to be exciting. I mean, we at least have something to watch for the last race. And if you talk about penalties, there was a penalty for Russell. There was a penalty. I think Russell something in the pit lane. Hamilton was driving too fast for the through the pit lane and got a penalty, drive-through penalty. Then we have a stop and go penalty for Norris failing to slow down under the yellow flag. Then we have a penalty for who was it? I think it was Albon. I think it was Albon for like causing a collision or driving recklessly. We have way more penalties. I didn't like list them all. Maybe I can Google that, but yeah, crazy F1 race. Not interesting anymore for the Drivers' Championship, but for the Constructors' Championship, there's at least something still to play for. And yeah, the mirror gate. Definitely a bad decision of the stewards to let that leave there because it caused damage to two cars. Completely made sure that those two cars were like out of the race, two punctures. And I would loved most about the race as well. I told you that Max Verstappen got the penalty. So one grid penalty started from P2 and immediately placed his car in the direction of Norris with the mentality saying, "Fuck you, man. I'm gonna fucking get you." And yeah, not even before the first corner, Max got Russell, and Max just turned around the corner and took P1. And not only that, his comments regarding Max about Russell as well, in either Dutch as well as in English, was that he was quite, um, yeah, how do you say? He lost his respect. He says to the camera, I'm not quoting, but somewhere between the lines of that Russell seems like a saint in front of the cameras, like I do. And then as soon as he came to the back rooms, the guy was pushing and trying his best to, as much as possible, give Max that penalty and basically fuck him over. And yeah, Max told him that and said, "Hey, yeah, I've lost complete respect for how he handled that." And he got his revenge though, also on the board radio. He said he got his revenge on Russell and completely lost his respect, saying that now for the third time, so I'm rattling. Sorry for that. So yeah, it was the weekend when it comes to Formula One and football. Did anything else happen? Probably. Anyway, that was it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this, like the first episode. This is what I'm going to be doing, just sharing my thoughts. Either you like it or you don't. You listen or you don't. Hope you like it though. I did my best. I've got all these shirts arranged so you can see them. I fucking even bought a wig, and a good camera and a light. I don't know if you can see it. All right, I'm still editing. Thanks for listening. See you the next time, which I'm probably going to be in a couple of days. Um, yeah, all right. Thanks. Bye bye.